Hello, America. I'm John Quinones, and welcome to another episode of What Would You Do? In this episode, imagine you're on a boat. You're with a certain someone. Maybe it's someone you know well, maybe it's not. The boat starts rocking, and you get an idea in your head of maybe we should make out and touch each other in inappropriate places. And while you're doing that, you look straight at him. You're looking at his eyes. You know full well his name is Colin, but you say, "Where's Gary?" Poodle, what would you do?
I'd say, no, that's your name. You're Gary. And then I would spend 20 minutes convincing him that the reality he lived in, or he thought he lived in before, wasn't right. And his name was actually Gary.
He wasn't even on a boat?
No. There's no way getting out of that except what I just said. There's no way to explain saying someone else's name. It's the worst thing you can do.
This is below deck sailing yacht.
This is BDSM.
It is BDSM.
This Reality Gaze presents BDSM, whatever.
Episode 12 of season 4, another double decker. This episode's called Let Them Eat Cake.
Let them eat cake if they have no bread.
We are because there's more this episode. There wasn't a lot on episode 13.
No.
So we're actually
A lot.
we're DPing everybody. We're DPing our sissies.
We're kind of DPing ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I could do that, I'd never leave the house. I just moved my cigar.
You just move your cigar and I thought you meant like
Groucho Marx.
I know. I thought you meant you put your cigar in your butt. I don't know why I thought that.
Wow.
Anyway, so we'll be doing episode 13 as well. Which was wonderfully called Bone with Steak or T-Bone with Steaks. That's a great name.
T-Bone with Steaks. I assume that's because they were about to T-bone a boat, or he was T-boned, and with steaks. In other words, it's very dangerous. Now are you happy that I explained the episode title?
I am happy. Like you said, it always helps the joke.
It always helps me to exhaust everything.
Yeah, but it's funny though. You have been T-boned with steaks,
and the stakes are always very high.
And the morals are all very low.
That's true.
So we're going to listen to both before we jump into this, because we're going to talk about both.
Can I just bring something up? This actually happens in the second episode, but I felt so strongly about it. I need to get it out, and I think you'll probably agree with me. I don't know. You may throw me under the bus about this.
I'm happy to.
In the second charter, they're having this conversation. And they're basically like, this looks like a curly fry. Get it away. Yuck, curly fries. Who goes to Arby's and who goes to Long John Silver's? I do not support fast food elitism in my administration.
This was my biggest note on below.
Thank you. I am so glad. Y'all, we have all been in a place where we've had to get shit fast food. I think Arby's is right there in the middle.
It is not shit. Arby's is, y'all, I prefer Arby's, but there's not one close to us, so I have to go to Jack in the Box. But whenever, on a rare occasion that I'm hungover, what do I want? Curly fries and a Dr. Pepper.
Curly fries are delicious. And I will not stand for this curly fry shaming.
I would argue maybe even the best fries. They maybe would be number one if you don't count the homophobic waffle fries that are delicious.
At Chick-fil-A, yes. Waffle fries or Carl's Jr. has a brand called Crisp Cut fries, which are delightful.
Really? That's good to know.
Yes. So or Carl's Jr. or Hardee's, depending on where you are in the United States.
Thank you for that.
So you probably had, was it Carl's Jr. where you were, or Hardee's?
Wait, I'm sorry, you talking? I'm literally just thinking Crisp Cut fries. Crisp Cut fries.
I said, was it Carl's Jr. for you or Hardee's?
We had Hardee's when we were younger, and then it all
Yeah.
changed to Carl's Jr. Yes.
I'm not sure if there are any Hardee's anymore. I think in
I
the
don't
South
know.
there are. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really go there anymore. But this is fast food elitism. And whether we've
Wow.
all of us at one time have had to go to a Long John Silver's, or maybe you were like me and loved as a child, loved the little Crispies that came with that fried fish. And so much so that my mother said, Chaper, don't eat any more of those. That's just fried dough.
Hey, at least you knew it was dough. I thought it was fish.
You thought those Crispies?
Or hush puppies.
Oh.
I thought they were blowfish.
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
I thought hush puppies were blowfish because you only ate them at seafood restaurants. So I thought everything on my plate that I ate was seafood.
What the fuck are you talking about? You thought no, you did not. You're lying.
No, when I was a little kid, I thought hush puppies were fish.
But they don't taste like fish.
Well, I'm from Oklahoma, landlord. We barely had fish. We'd go to Catfish Louie's to get fish sticks. I mean, Long John Silver's does barely taste like fish.
I guess. I'm just trying to think the mental gymnastics that we require to think that hush
I thought it was
puppies
a
were
blowfish.
fish.
Like it blew up like a little round blowfish, like you see. We need to move on. Yeah.
I need to think. I need to focus on my outrage at this woman. I just think these are some coastal elites, and a queen.
You know what? Maybe you shouldn't knock Carl's Jr. and you wouldn't run into a piece of glass.
I think he may have not said anything, but I just thought I found that elitist language hurtful and unnecessary.
I agree.
Really. And justice for curly fries. Come on.
Apparently, he's never banged half of the football team at 2:00 in the morning, and when he leaves, he's hungry.
Because the only thing that's going to fill that hurt that leaves when all those football team the hole that they left before they were filling you is curly fries.
Wow, that was descriptive. We lost a sponsor on that.
It leaves a curly fry shaped hole in you, and it's the only way to get it full.
Y'all be sure to check me out on Dates and Mates, Damona Hoffman's podcast that dropped today. So you can listen, or dropped earlier today. You just going tonight. So you can listen to that again, Dates and Mates, wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, what was our other, we've already kind of announced things that are coming. We do that. Is this the first Below Deck where we talk about Badoo? Badoo. We didn't talk about that last episode, did we?
Below Deck Sailing Yacht, or sorry, Badoo Deck.
Badoo
is back. Badoo is back. Below Deck Down Under is coming back July 17th, which is why we think they're kind of burning off this season, which I don't understand.
I know they're off the week of July 4th, as are we. We're off that week. Poodle, who are you most excited to see on Below Deck Down Under?
Aisha! Aisha, I'm so excited. She seems to have everything going for her this season. Unfortunately, Magda is not with them on the charter season. It looks like quite a handful, though. I'm just happy so I can do. Magda's exposed her nipples to the charter guests.
He still just says it to. We'll be in an airport. He'll just look at me.
Magda's
and say
exposed her nipples to the charter guests, but I'm still trying to give a positive feedback.
He just says it to me, and I'm like, "We're in seat 12."
It's my ASMR.
It is.
Yeah, and they have a female chef. Everything looks cool. And Jason is wearing a budgie smuggler, a Speedo.
Yes,
looks great. Looks. And there's a love triangle, quadrangle,
especially
pentagon.
Like we almost have on this episode or this chart, especially with Bonnie, Sister Bonnie coming in. But what do you think about? I want to know, were you turned on or aroused, or what was your reaction when Gary started just actively arousing his nipples on the camera?
You know, I don't find him appealing sexually. Like, there's something about him that is kind of fun, I think, and the fact that he's like a good time guy, I don't find him sexually attractive at all. I know there's one point where I kind of got it, like last season, but I
Yeah.
still think he looks really rough.
I'm
Um,
I'm losing it. I don't have it really anymore either.
no, when Alex pulled up his shirt to photograph his nipple and acted like he was going to kiss Colin, I got a little. I kind of the ground underneath me gave way.
Yeah. I will say Alex is really coming on as he was a slow burn, but I'm starting to like him more and more.
Him just nerding out about the fish. I love that. The simple things like Alex talking about fish or Captain Glenn playing chess with someone online.
Someone. It's if you had been there with Alex and he had said, "Oh, one of those small bugs are flying. I got these from your house."
You did not. I don't
You
know how
brought
you
them
think
home.
that one just like hitched a ride in your
Yes.
hair.
Yeah, yes, that's probably oh God. Also the scene where they had Alex cleaning the glass, so shirtless, and he was wiping the glass down,
Yeah,
and he was all kind of wet and
he's
sweaty.
grown on me. He's grown on me.
He could grow in me.
I think he's gonna be on Winter House or not the Winter House. Isn't it perfect? I think he'll probably be
Yeah.
on the next Winter House.
And he'll be boring.
He will be because he's not a hookup type.
No,
I don't
he's
think.
not. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
All right. What's your first tea bag?
Although supposedly, I think he's going to try to hook up with Daisy's sister, who
Uh,
looks just like her, like
Yeah.
copy paste.
With just dark hair. It's gonna be dueling awkward.
She said awkward twice. It's quite awkward. I got a dilute of it's very awkward.
Awkward.
There was also a time when she's like, girls, 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 these toilets are disgusting. Like her bro goes so especially certain words, saloon, disgusting.
She did say main saloon.
That's saloon.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that very much.
I had a kind of just general thought about this, about the Gary, Daisy, Colin situation. And because I was thinking about, boy, why it's not it's kind of like these people have been servers. If you've ever been in serving and you wind up just fucking everybody in your serving family because you're with them all the time.
Jason Regal did that when I worked for Gap. He came
Yeah.
up from Gap Kids when I
Retail.
worked at the Vista Ridge Mall, and he popped and he came in the Gap. He was always the cute one down at Gap Kids. He was gay, and then he popped up to Gap. I thought he was just real nice to everybody. And then one day we went out to the village for someone's birthday, and he made out with everybody but me.
Oh no. There were other gays there?
Yeah, I just sat there in the corner. Well, yeah, everybody. Can you imagine the straight guys that worked at Gap? There were none. There was
Well, I thought there
one
might
guy.
be women.
He did stock. Yeah, there were some women too, but there was a lot of guys that work at the Gap. And so
It's more of a masculine
yeah.
place.
Yeah. Anyway, I
If you
just
do retail.
they all made out and danced with each other and took their shirts off, and I watched some drag shows up in the Rose Room and gave all my money to the drag queens.
That's a sweet story. Anyway, though, you fuck your server family, you have relationships with them. This is even think about this. That's why like some of these people who have relationships, they're also got the reality TV crucible. So it's both things.
Yeah.
Even though people like Daisy and Colin I think has his own boat, but Daisy and Gary, they do other charter things throughout the year. Obviously, they're just yachties. They're ship rats. So this is what they do. But there's something about coming back season after season, and that's why as soon as they're kind of like that's why Daisy and Gary were kind of together. But as soon as they're off the boat, they're like, "Oh, this is real life. We forget what it's like.
Yeah.
without the crucible of emotional
Mhm.
of emotions.
Well, the pressure
And
cooker, the
yeah,
emotional pressure cooker that they're in.
and that's why they're hooking up. I know some of you have already realized this, but I'm bringing it up because when people are like, why do they only like hook up during the show? Because it's such pressure.
Like Poodle at
Um,
summer camp.
yeah, that was it. It was the same feeling. I needed to hook up with whoever I could, and sometimes I hooked up with people who are around me.
Because this time is, it's really, it's time is fleeting. It's almost a
Time
meta.
is fleeting.
Yeah. Um,
Fledging.
fledging,
Fledging.
fledging. Um. Okay, what's your first teabag?
Anyway,
Sorry.
my first tea bag is
I'm sorry. I was trying to read what I was writing. It doesn't make sense. Sorry. I kind of went.
Gary blaming Chase again for saying, "Yeah, Chase said
Oh,
your boat looked really shitty today." Again, some are saying this is a failure of leadership. I agree. What this is a bigger form of, and we've said this before, this is Gary trying not to be the bad guy.
yeah.
And he can get more. He can tell each of the deckies who work under him that I'm on your side. I'm a great boss.
Mm-hmm.
But what he just wants to be liked. He doesn't want to be a boss. And so he goes to Chase and says, or he goes to Alex and says, "Yeah, Chase wasn't happy this morning about your job." And then of course Alex goes to Chase saying, "Hey, I hope you heard it wasn't happy." It's like, so Gary, he said, Gary's making it look like I'm a tattletale bitch.
Not tattletale, bitch. Not tattletale.
And anyway, it's interesting. Later on in the second episode, they just kind of go, "Hey, if there's a problem, let's
Hey.
not go to Gary and skip him altogether and just handle it between the two of us."
It was very. It felt very. Hey, can I speak with you, woman to woman?
Mm-hmm.
Doom, 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 doom. Y'all know if IYK.
I don't know it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what speaking
What?
woman to woman means. No, I don't know what that means.
The now I can't. You're supposed to remember. It's the duet. The it's not Whitney Houston. Is it? No, it's not. It's not Whitney Houston. Same script, different cast, and it's not The Boy Is Mine. What is it? Can I speak with you, woman? To what is that?
I don't know. Could you sing it? You can't.
Oh, it's. I forgot. I think it's that song, "Woman to Woman."
I don't think I know that song.
There's a song. I'm fucking it up, but there's like an R&B song, and at the end, she's like, "Hey, can I speak to you, woman to woman?" And I can't remember it
it's
now.
not The Boy Is Mine.
I thought it was. That's why I said IYK. That's why I never say IYK, because I don't even know.
Because you don't know.
I got confused.
Hey, can I speak to you, woman to woman? Are you sure that's what it is?
It's like that's not the name of the song. That's what she says in a spoken thing at the beginning.
Yeah, but I'm Googling that. If I can't find that, I can't help you.
We need to move on. I've completely.
Here's what comes up: "Woman to Woman," song by Shirley Brown.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. If I can't Google the exact phrase, I don't know how we can remedy this. This is so frustrating.
In the words of my Aunt Karen, it's a mystery to me.
But you brought it up, you bitch.
I know. I said he's going to tell us.
I don't know what to say.
I really was so sure it was that one. Then as soon as you asked me, I went, "Oh, wait, it's not." Let us know, sissies.
Anyway.
Where are we?
So
feel like a donkey's just going to walk in my apartment and go, "Hey, y'all."
It's time for your first tea bag. I don't want. I can't wrangle this circus anymore.
It's not really a thing, but like, I'm a little, maybe I seem critical. I'm a little disappointed in Lucy that like the biggest plot point that Lucy's giving us is that she graduated, and it's really sweet that they're throwing her graduation party, but like Lucy needs to step up. Everybody else in this cast is being such messes and dramatic, and she's kind of like Mads is still dramatic, but is holding her shit together. I need that from Lucy. She started off strong as like this comic, and she was klutzy and all that, and I just feel like she's petered out.
I agree. I think there's not a lot of because there's no one for her on the boat to hook up with. There's no storyline there. There's no specific set of skills that she does that no one else does. And I think she doesn't really give super good confessionals.
That's
so
true. I agree with
I don't
that.
know. She's also very young. So maybe that's it. I think she also just might not be that. I think she finds it maybe hard to be herself on camera, maybe.
Maybe she comes off like you think she would be a woohoo girl, but she's not.
Yeah, I agree.
She's not at all.
I want to say I when Gary said, "Yeah, I don't like conflict with anyone. I'm not good with confrontation," and I went, "That is that's the truest thing that's ever been said on this show."
Very true.
Because his whole career is about avoiding confrontation as much as he possibly can.
Literally just one of the most avoided people we've seen, and that's saying
It's
something.
staggering sometimes. So y'all, what about this conversation that Gary is having with Colin? Because he's like, I don't want to talk about, because Daly's like, I want to talk about how you and he may not be friends anymore. And they don't want to have it because Gary just thinks, oh, Colin and I will be fine after like 3 days. And they probably would have.
I mean, they end up talking more lately just because Daisy makes them, which talk about awkward. What is crazy to me is that Gary, you see Gary do this in both episodes, but how he's a master at apologizing and then completely unapologizing and giving excuses for why he did everything and why not only why he did it, but it was valid for him to do that.
One breath later, most of the time.
Yeah. Yes, that's staggering as well.
Because he can't be the bad guy. Yeah.
Unapologize, like Carrie Underwood.
Is that a Carrie Underwood song?
It is. I don't really like it because unapologize is a weird word to sing.
Yeah, and it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's not one of my Carrie favorites.
Is that a single?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I only know the singles that were played on like pop radio.
Yeah. That's fine. It's country. Yeah, it's very country. Okay, we're gonna take a break, but I'm gonna tease people because we talked about Chase and Alex talking, but when we come back, I want to find out for Poodle, what did you think of Alex's comment when he said,
"Oh, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it." We're going to save it for the break.
We'll be right back.
When I tell you, after I heard the phrase, group hug in the showers tonight, first of all, it was like my brain had it was just been flooded with like a bad engine. Or like a movie from Treasure Island Media.
Wow.
My brain had been flooded with endorphins and I kind of felt giddy because I imagined them taking a shower together and hugging in a brotherly way, in a convivial way, but then. And not doing anything, but their penises just slightly brushing by one another, just like nuzzling each other like ponies. And then though, I went back to all the times Chase, who I'm sure played sports, and because that's what he talks about, they said that, and they would hug each other in the showers. And I had to take a moment. What about how that was very vivid, I know, but what did you think? I went somewhere I went somewhere with that phrase.
I kind of was already primed up for when Alex said that. Well, kind of prelude for when Alex said, "I'm around these guys with a bunch of small dick energy, y'all, because
Mhm.
you know what that means."
He's got a bigger dick than I thought.
Yeah, that we
It's
were wrong.
really pretty. I
Yeah, it
told you
is,
that the penis is really pretty.
but it's got more girth than we thought.
Yeah. Oh, I can just see it now. It's got
Well,
a beautiful head on it. Yeah. It's not fair that men who look like that also have nice penises.
Dick.
In nomine Deus suck a cock. Wow.
Circumlorum.
Say cum lorum. Say cum lorum. Yeah,
Wow, all wow.
that was a moment. That was a
Yeah.
moment.
So I already was like, so as soon as he said that, I actually, I don't know, I actually just my arms just popped out of their sockets and went, and I just went, oh, I gotta go pick those up.
What I think is interesting, there's no homophobia on this boat. There's just zero.
Fine with it. Yeah.
Because it doesn't come from Colin or Gary. And so it doesn't come from the top. And
So hopefully it comes from the bottom.
oh yeah, it's true. Bottom does the work. So what do you think about Alex telling Mads, yeah, it's never gonna happen with us because Gary, you're kind of Gary's with Gary, I'd be in a rock and a hard place.
Well, I think two things. First of all, I think her white dress that she wore looked so fucking gorgeous. And
Oh,
she
she
looked
looks so
gorgeous in it.
cute.
It was so cute. So I want to say that. And second,
she's starting to get on my nerves, actually.
I'm still not bothered because she should.
She's getting on my nerves.
Gary's being an asshole.
No,
Well,
it's not even that. It's other things. It's getting on my
she's
nerves about how
about-
she feels about it.
Well, it's also she's a little myth because y'all, Alex is a genius. He ain't no saint because he knows with a girl like that, she has all the power. So what's a way for me to shift the power dynamic? It is to tell her I would hook up with you, but you're already hooking up with my boss.
No.
So what can I do about it?
I was going to say it is the most genius stroke.
Yes.
And it always keeps her kind of messed up too, which I think sucks.
And it makes her, y'all, because Mad's got a little bit of little poodle in her. And when little poodle can't get what little poodle wants, little poodle gets angry and is ravenous for it.
Someone's going to die tonight. That's what it
Yeah.
means.
So you get what you want.
Yeah.
So mark my words. I don't know if we've seen it yet. I would be surprised if they hook up this season sometime. She's not going to care about Gary's feelings. She's going to want what she wants.
We've only got about 2 more charters, I believe. Because I think maybe they'll go to charter 10 this season. Sometimes they just go to 9. I don't know.
But yeah, so that's what I think about his conversation. My next teabag is let's actually talk about Mads and Gary because that was kind of one of my things. Is basically they like he. Do you think she's like? I do kind of see what you say. She keeps saying like, "I'm just trying to have fun. I'm just trying to be cool about it."
That's what I'm over.
So why does that get on your nerves?
I'm over it because I don't think it's actually genuine anymore. I think she appears in her talking heads much more confident than she really is on the boat. I feel like it gives me a little pick me energy in the talking heads. Like she's trying to talk herself up more than she actually is. And this is when I realized it because there's a disjunction than what happens on the boat than who she is in her talking head. So that's where I'm kind of
That's a good point. I can see. I still like her, but I can see that.
That's where I'm at with her. Yeah, I want a little bit like, can you bring this energy a little more of this energy to your real life instead of being kind of being Gary's puppy most of the time, and then giving the strong things for your confessionals.
Yeah, because she keeps. We see this more in the next episode, but she keeps letting him sneak back in.
Yeah, totally. Sometimes when she's not even drinking. Yeah,
Well,
it's just
the body yearns for what it needs, what it yearns for. You've had yearnings, you know.
Yeah, but Gary, wow. Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, what's your next tea bag?
We already talked about Daisy Colin Gary.
Yeah, we did. Oh man.
And what's interesting here?
Do you think Colin acted appropriately?
Totally. I
think so.
I think Colin is so mixed up in his head right now. And
Amen to that. Amen to that.
I think what they are doing with Colin, because he's so chill most of the time, he's so like island life, good vibes, let's have fun, that they're giving him more stress than he's probably ever had on the boat. And because he gets a little snippy every single time. And Colin usually doesn't do that.
Well, Colin normally the shit too.
Yes, Colin normally stirs the pot and wants to see what everyone else's drama's like.
That's true.
And he's not comfortable really with it happening to him. And when that conversation, when Colin calls Gary a pussy, and you can tell, oh, Colin's still really hurt by. I think he's hurt more from Gary than he was from Daisy.
Yeah, 100%.
And I can tell. I don't know if Colin actually has feelings for Daisy. I think this is one of those romantic things when the pressure gets on. I think he can have feelings for anyone. I don't think it's true feelings because he kind of keeps going back and forth, but to see if there are feelings there. I don't know if he has true feelings for her.
Daisy feels rebound because he just got out of that relationship.
And I feel like this is definitely not going to translate off charter or off charter season. It will not.
No.
And that's basically what happened because they no longer follow each other on Instagram.
It's going to be like, I don't know what. I'm just saying that I like her. She's an amazing chef. And again, we're finally getting some plot point, but Aisha and Chase are like Alicia, sorry. Alicia and Chase are. This is not just friend. Look, I don't know flirting very well, but I will say this is flirting.
No, it's flirty, but she controls it. She controls, and she knows what she's doing. It's her flirting, but she sees this guy as a bag of meat who is also helpful to her when she needs that. And she needs this kind of thing. She has no interest in him at all sexually. Zero. He's a bag of meat. I've had bags of meat before. You just want to hug on
them. Well, you did get T-boned with 2 steaks. That's true.
Have you seen her boyfriend? Jesus.
Her boyfriend's got a big old dick.
Stunner. God damn it. That guy's hot.
Whips it out, slams it on the table.
And it makes the table like shake.
Yeah. and your vagina goes, oh boy. My asshole goes, hey.
Hi. No, I think it's completely innocent. Now, for him, he needs to. It makes him seem even more pathetic. He's like, these biceps are very cuddleable, and they are. I'm like, have some respect for yourself. You're hot enough. On another ship with a different crew, you would be fucking someone. It's just there aren't enough. The girl who would fuck you is a little trashier than these girls who are here, sadly.
Yeah.
And none of these girls are Southern enough for you. You need a girl who kind of knows who kind of knows how to act and be coy, and like none of these girls really get you and your vibe. It's true.
You're right. You're right.
It is cute that somehow he's helpful to Elisha. He's not as shitty as he was before. He's still a little shitty for me. But I think I'm shocked. Everyone has stayed through charter season. I don't think we're going to lose anybody.
I don't think we are either.
And
Luckily, because Sheffy's had an easy season. She's had
I
very
kind of
good
agree
people.
with you.
If she had difficult people, she would be gone.
I think she's also, for below deck sailing yacht, she's extremely talented. Because the one they had the first 2 seasons worked, and they were all over the place. Because she had Adam on season 2, and the woman
Marcos was talented.
That's what I mean. Marcos was very, very good.
Oh, he was season 3.
But they had lots of challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of Sheffy, that mosaic sushi was gorgeous.
It was really pretty.
It took my breath away.
Oh boy.
And that woman cried when she saw France. I went, oh. She just burst into tears a little bit. That's the magic of shows like this. It overwhelms you.
It overwhelmed. Did you cry?
I'm emotional today.
Did you cry when you saw France?
No. You know what I did? I did cry the first time I saw. It was overwhelming. The first time, I didn't cry when I saw France. The first time I was on the street in like the Place de la Concorde, and the Eiffel Tower was right over there, and you could see Sacré-Cœur in the distance. I kind of had this moment of like, oh my God, I'm in fucking Paris, and I didn't know if I'd ever get here. Because I had spent so much time.
Mama, I came from the field and I finally got out, Mama.
And another moment of that I can remember is being on the Charles Bridge in Prague, and it was sunset and it was this moment where I went, and the town looks so medieval because it's so old and it wasn't bombed. Some of it was bombed, but where I go, you wouldn't know if it was like 1520 or 2020. That's it, besides the cars and the clothing.
That's how I felt when I got fucked by a go-go dancer in the bathroom of Mickey's. Whoever thought I'd get there in West Hollywood?
I'm proud for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's all I have about that first episode.
There's Gary unapologizing to Mads as well. He does the exact same thing, but we've already talked about that behavior. But he does, in 2 episodes, he does it twice. I'm over Gary.
So I want to just clarify the phrase, I want to give so-and-so some space, is widely used in our culture.
Okay. All right. I'm liking where this is going because it gets on my nerves.
I want to clarify what that means and maybe you're thinking you're using it correctly and maybe it's because it's all about the intention. The intention when you say, I'm giving this space, Mads some space, or giving Mads her space, is a benevolent gesture to someone else. It is you're giving someone a gracious gesture to have time with their feelings, have time for them to process it. Giving some space to Gary means I'm going to ignore her because I don't want to talk to her.
Ding, 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 ding.
Because I'm afraid she's still mad at me. That's not what giving someone space is.
No, it is
giving
not.
Someone space is a gesture of you want to talk to that person, but you are putting you are lowering your need, the level of your needs, to give them time to meet their needs. It's exactly the opposite of what he's doing here. So when someone says, if someone says to you, I was trying to give you some space, like DeAndre on Me, You, and My Ex did to
I was
Elodie.
going to say, I was just thinking I was going to talk about that.
Fuck, that was awful. So y'all don't ever let anyone tell you, what, I was giving you some space. No, you were ignoring me, or you were ignoring me, or you were ghosting me and letting yourself, because you were worried that I was mad at you and you couldn't stand the discomfort of my anger. So you were ignoring me. Don't let anyone get away with that in your life.
So are you saying for you, when you tell me that you need space, you really don't mean that, and that I should just love you and be closer to you and spend more time with you?
No, listen to me when I say it. Yeah, when I'm saying if someone says to you, I was giving you
No,
some
I understand
space.
what you're saying.
Now,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
perfectly
It's a bit of a I wish you the best.
It is. But when you say I need some space and someone doesn't want to give that to you, that's just as bad. But when if you don't ask for space, and someone says I was giving you space, don't let them convince you it's a nice gesture. That's just them being avoidant
Yeah.
and couching it
Yeah.
in a way that sounds like a nice gesture. Don't let them be convinced. Don't let them be the good guy here, because they're not. I was
That's scary.
triggered. I was triggered by that.
No shit. That's okay. Y'all, we're on to episode 13, T-Bone with Steak. So so you know where we've
already said a lot of this stuff, though, when they're talking about
we said
curly fries and being fast food elite.
Don't you bring it up again.
I want to point.
I want a steak and curly fries now. A steak and curly fries.
I don't eat steak that much, but when I eat it, I'm like, God, I fucking love steak.
Do you usually eat it on someone's stomach?
No, I've never
Gary.
eaten steak off someone's stomach. I haven't eaten food off of. Wait, I have to think.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten food off of people. Like Mads, I find it slightly unsanitary. I would never eat sushi off someone. I don't care if their skin was clean.
You've never put anything on your butthole for a man to eat out?
It's not something.
It's not either,
something I want to combine.
No whipped cream?
Nope, none of it.
No honey?
Nope, none of it.
Chocolate?
Nope.
Candle wax?
That wasn't eating, though.
I know. I just wanted to catch you and see if you had used candle wax.
No
I already
comment.
know the answer. Yeah. Somebody has a vampire fetish, so we know that happened.
I want to say, make sure it's not hot right off of the flame. That's what I'll just tell you. Let it cool a little bit.
Well, you're supposed to, I've heard, hold the candle up and let it drop so it has time to cool before it hits your body. Do you just pour the candle like right over your skin?
Maybe. I didn't do anything. They did it.
You're going to burn your taint.
I went, ah! The mood was gone.
Oh.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I come out of a mood real fast when something doesn't suit me. When something is like,
we've noticed.
Yeah. Like when the guy kept biting on my nipples and I just hit him in the side of the head with my fist. Sometimes you need to do that. If they won't listen, y'all, kick that person off. No means no. No is a complete sentence, as someone said to me yesterday.
Well, I don't want to ask what happened. Was it your mother?
No, we were talking about something else. And they said, no is a complete sentence. You don't have to say no because, or no, I just, no. No is a complete sentence. N-O. Don't have to justify it. Sometimes you don't want things.
Sometimes you don't. It's
called a boundary, and a boundary is given with love. Or says, get the fuck away from me.
That's your love language.
But you know what? Boundary gives yourself love. It's That's the truth.
That's true. You said that like not Obama, but
Boundary gives
Caesar
your
Obama.
self-love. Boundary sets your love for yourself. Yep. That's what I say.
Okay, so let's talk about kind of the main thing
I just
that.
want to bring up one more
Oh,
thing.
no.
I
Please,
could
please.
eat the sushi off Gary before I ate the wasabi off his nipples. That I found, and the wasabi wasn't like the wasabi; it was almost liquid. That can pick up residue.
I wouldn't want to really eat sushi off of anyone.
I agree. It was kind of repellent to me, like the idea.
Yeah,
To me, sushi needs to be clean.
they do. Well, also they do some demeaning stuff on these boats, but this just felt like a little much for me.
You know, I didn't think twice because Gary is. I agree with you. Always, especially with women to men, for some reason, Gary is so ready for it, and he'll do anything.
He will.
And I don't think he finds anything shameful in it. But it still did feel a little bit weird. Did we mention the queer saying who was in this saying there's all or what do you want to eat? And he went cock. Did you see that? Y'all, this
was one of my tea
queen
bags.
showed out.
Whoop whoop! We have a dick pig, America. We have a dick pig. Dick pig at sea.
This queen showed the fuck out, and I am proud for her. She got on there. She understood the assignment.
She was serving Silver Daddy too. She was fit.
She was cute.
Yes.
I have a connection to that queen I'll tell you about. Someone I know knows that queen.
Wow. You fucked so many people. God damn. Wow. Wow. But I will say this. I say this about Gary, but I have someone to just say Daisy's done with yachting.
She is. I agree with
done.
you. I agree with you. I think she's done. She's just not happy. I think one of the problems with Daisy, Michelle and I were talking about this today, Michelle from Bloody Day, and we were just kind of just making conversation about Below Deck. The difference between the Kate Chastain school of chief stewing, is you can tell them to go fuck themselves, but you can tell it to them in a nice way. And your whole dependence of your value in life doesn't depend on how these people feel about you. Daisy takes things so close to her heart about how she serves is how, and we've seen other stews do that. The only reason Daisy has survived in this business and other chief stews hasn't is there's a level to her work where she can separate it a little bit, but she still is a mess on the boat. And she's also a mess, and she's good TV. It's the only reason she's survived. I'm surprised she made it 3 seasons.
And she's going to be so defensive about this. But it was like at first, even the hitting the head a little bit at first, but then when they say the time frames of how long it was before, I mean, already they went. I feel like 13 minutes of service when basically Glenn had to go down, and I think 13 minutes of not checking in on your charter guest at a fancy yacht is a long time.
I think she's taken her eye off the ball. I think this Colin Gary mishmash. And her sister's coming. Mishmash, which is the worst thing that needs to happen. Is her sister coming to distract her even more. I think I can't imagine she's back. I can't imagine.
I think that's why because you can tell she's fucking up and she really doesn't care.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it.
Yeah. She's done because y'all, they don't have a steward. And then later on when he hits his head, it's like 15 minutes and she's like, well, it's really hard to hear the communicator and all. And I'm like, you're the chief fucking, like your walkie should be on.
Yeah.
Just full stop. Again, funny. Jason at Gap Kids was very big. If we did not have our walkie on and a walkie in our ear, so that way we could find out if somebody needed a size 12 in a boot fly jean or button fly. A bootleg, not a bootleg, boot cut jean.
Boy,
that took a bit to get there.
I imagine that when the leadership, his head swelled when he moved up from Gap Kids. I imagine that was a different market.
Well, yeah, because he was a baby Gap. You're not going to get trade that comes in there.
Wow.
You know what? He gave me a $4 raise, though.
Wow. I've got to say, he didn't want to make out with you, but he knew you were a good employee.
I made that money, and I spent those ones on those drag queens at the Rose Room.
I don't know if him being a manager and making out with all the gay employees was the best thing, was the best decision at that point.
He was a nice guy.
It looks like Jason showed more of a commitment to professionalism than Daisy is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Was he extremely preppy, like so many Dallas gays are?
Oh,
yeah, boy, that's
the JR's queen.
Oh, I hated those queens. So preppy.
I guarantee you knew this guy he's not your type to have sex with, but you knew him.
I probably did. I knew a lot of Jasons. Wow. God, JR's. That patio. My God, what the unspeakable things that happened to me on that patio.
Yeah. And some of them were speakable because the police were called.
The furtive grabbings and bunching of clothing.
All right. Okay. All right. By the way, y'all, I received my Dr. Pepper ice cream today. I haven't had it yet. I'm going to do an unboxing video, but we just haven't had time.
Are you going to taste it on camera?
Yes. Don't email me anymore. I got your cookies and cream.
What if it's bad?
I will see. Then I probably won't air it.
I don't have anything else besides Glenn going is just cut. And I don't think Daisy's going to respond well to this.
You know, we don't have a lot this episode because so much of this episode was them driving to or sailing to France and then parking in France and then getting out of France.
Impressive.
And they were dragging. It was, but this was a very nautical action heavy episode. It was good to watch. Just not a lot to talk about
it. That's all I've got.
I think that's all that. And wow, that is really all I got.
And y'all, we have programming next week, but the following week, we think Below Deck is probably not going to air. The week of July 4th.
We know it's not airing on July 4th.
But we are, any of our 90 Day Fiancé is of course going to air because I think it airs on the 2nd, maybe.
We'll also have our Q&A.
Yeah, you'll hear our Q&A or our AUA.
We have so many questions. Yes, we have so many questions from our RG Plus members from last time that we didn't get to.
I'll probably do another submission thing too. Why not?
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can pull from that.
So that'll be our Patreon. We'll put that on our Patreon.
Because last time y'all just wanted to know if my boyfriend and I were together, and you know that answer now.
I'm gonna ask a question. I need to hear a long, thorough description of how it all went down.
Well, you don't hear all of it. But you do hear a little bit of it. Tears. You hear a little bit of it on Dates with Mates with Damona Hoffman.
Oh, wow.
So go for tea. There you go. Good segue.
Can we get some of her advertising money if we're pimping the show that way?
That's Below Deck, everybody. That's the episode. How do we end this shit show?
I knew you didn't know. It's called, and until next time, y'all, Anchors Again.